Here's what the dragon looks like up close. And the doll that goes with the dragon. For this project I used my F or 4mm crochet hook, as well as a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors. For the main color I used this pastel green. It's a soft Pound of Love pastel green. The other yarn that I used is I Love This Cotton, and I had thought that this was the color, but it's actually not the color. The color of this yarn is actually Ivory Sparkle. And here's some more information about this yarn. It has a glittery look to it. This is the yarn up close, and you can see how it has the sparkle in it. For the body, I also used an alternate blue sparkle colored yarn. The color for this yarn is Aqua Sparkle. I also used a Red Heart equivalent white yarn for the eyes. For the alternate colors in the body of the dragon, I used I Love This yarn. It has a free pattern included. The color is Toasted Almond. Here's more information on the yarn. I use these beautiful blue large eyes by Suncatcher Craft Eyes. They're 20mm in size. We're going to start with the main color of the dragon, and we're going to start with a magic circle. Just take the yarn, drape it across your 4 fingers, use your thumb to stabilize, then wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers and hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. Then take your crochet hook and go under those loops around the 2 middle fingers, bring up a loop, yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then take your forefinger and your thumb and just hold it at the base of the 6 single crochet, and you have these 2 loops on the opposite side. You're going to pull on one of them. If it doesn't close, let go and pull on the other one, but this one's closing. Just gently close it. Then take that loose yarn end and pull on that. Then you're going to turn your work. You're going to go into that first stitch, and you're going to make 2 single crochet into every stitch around for a total of 12, and then come back. So 2 single crochet into every stitch around for a total of 12, and then come back. Then if you need to close the center of the magic circle, you just turn your work over and pull on that loose yarn end. That closes up the center nicely. Then you're going to need a yarn marker. I just use my scraps of yarn and just put it right where you left off. Now we're going to start the increase rounds. In the first stitch, you're going to make 1 single crochet. In the second stitch, you're going to make 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. This is how my work looks so far. I have a total of 18 stitches around. Then you're going to take and move your yarn marker up for the next increase round. For this increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then 2 single crochet into the third stitch. Then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, For that round, you should have completed 24 stitches. Then move your yarn marker up for the next increase round. For this increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the 4th stitch. That last round had 30 stitches, and this is what my work is looking like so far. For the last increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the 5th stitch. Then repeat that pattern all the way around. That last round was 36 stitches, and this is how the work should look so far. Then just take and move the yarn marker up, and you're only going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around until you have completed 3 rounds. So just 1 single crochet into every stitch around for 3 rounds. Each round should only have 36 stitches. So every time you reach the yarn marker, your count should be 36. You shouldn't be increasing the number of stitches or decreasing the number of stitches. You should have finished 3 rounds, 1, 2, 3, of 1 single crochet into every stitch, and you should be able to see a cup starting to form. Then just take your yarn marker and move it up. We're going to start our decrease round. We're only going to do 2 decrease rounds, and I'm going to show you how to do each one. We're going to make the same decrease round twice. The first thing you're going to do is go into the first stitch and make 1 single crochet, and you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, a total of 3 stitches. Then you're going to make the decrease stitch, or single crochet 2 together. So you go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through all 3 for a decrease stitch. Then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. Then when you reach the yarn marker, I have 1 stitch left. Just make 1 single crochet into that last stitch. You should have had 29 stitches for that last decrease round. Then just move your yarn marker up, and you're going to repeat the same decrease round. 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then make your decrease stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then again, you have 1 stitch left before the yarn marker. Just make 1 single crochet into that stitch. You should have had 24 stitches after that decrease round. This is what the work looks like so far. You can see how it's going in a little bit, which is what we wanted as we're decreasing. Then you're going to take and move your yarn marker up, and you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around. That means for each round you should only have 24 stitches for each round. You're not increasing and you're not decreasing. And you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch for 6 rounds, and then come back. You should have completed 6 rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is how your work should look so far. Then just take your yarn marker and move it up. We're going to start increase rounds, just a couple increase rounds. You're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches. Then you're going to make 2 single crochet into the same stitch for the next stitch. You're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. Then you should have just a few stitches left, just make one single crochet into each of those stitches, and that will leave you with 28 stitches for that round. For the next increase round, you're going to make one single crochet into 5 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the same stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around. This is how your work should be looking. You should have just completed 32 stitches for that round. Then go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and you're only going to make one single crochet into every stitch for 2 rounds, and then come back. So only one single crochet in every stitch for 2 rounds. You should have finished 2 rounds of one single crochet into every stitch. Then go ahead and move your yarn marker up. We're going to make 2 more increase rounds. You're going to make one single crochet into the next 6 stitches. Then you're going to make 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. I just finished a single crochet into that last stitch, and I finished that round with 36 stitches. Then I'm going to move my yarn marker up for my next increase round. For this increase round, you're going to make one single crochet into 7 stitches. And then make 2 single crochet into the 8th stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. I just finished 39 stitches for that round. Then you're just going to take your yarn marker and move it up. Now you're just going to make one single crochet in every stitch around until you've completed 14 rounds. So 14 rounds of just one single crochet in every stitch around. You should have finished your 14 rounds of one single crochet into every stitch. Then you're going to take and move your yarn marker up, and we're going to start closing. For the first decrease round, you're going to make one single crochet into 7 stitches. Then you're going to make your decrease stitch. You're going to take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, go through all 3 for a decrease stitch, or single crochet 2 together. When you get close to the yarn marker, you may have some extra stitches. You can just make one single crochet into the rest of the stitches back to the yarn marker. For the next decrease round, you're going to make one single crochet into 6 stitches and then make your decrease stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. Then you can go ahead and stuff it at any time. This is how mine looks so far. That last round, I finished 32 stitches for that round. Then you're going to move your yarn marker up for the next decrease round. You're going to make one single crochet into 5 stitches and then make your decrease stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. I just finished 28 stitches for that decrease round. So now you can see the pattern. Now you're going to be making one single crochet into 4 stitches and then a decrease stitch, repeating that pattern. Next round will be 1 and 3, then decrease, 1 and 2, then decrease, and then 1 and then decrease until you're almost closed, and then come back. When you're almost closed, you can go ahead and stuff more as you go, and then you can start making slip stitches to completely close it. So you skip a stitch, go into the next stitch over, then you just yarn over and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. And you're going to keep doing that all the way around until you're closed, and then come back. Then you can just finish off, just yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through the loop, bringing enough yarn through to bury into your work. And this is how my work looks so far. Then just take your tapestry needle, put it onto that long end that you left for burying into the work, go right where you tied your knot, and then come out anywhere. Then just take and cut that loose yarn end, and then it buries the loose yarn end nicely. To make the eye, we're going to start with the white yarn, and you're going to drape it across your 4 fingers for the magic circle. Use your thumb to stabilize. Then wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers and hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. Then you're going to take your crochet hook, go under those 2 loops around the middle fingers, and you're going to bring up a loop. Then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through that loop for your slip knot. Then you're going to go under the loops, bring up a loop. You're going to make a single crochet. You're going to make 1 more single crochet. Then you're going to make 2 half double crochet. Just yarn over, go under those 2 loops, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through all 3 for a half double crochet. We're going to make 1 more half double crochet. Then we're going to make 2 double crochets. You just yarn over, go under the 2 loops, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and only go through 2. Then you have 2 loops remaining, yarn over and go through those last 2 for a double crochet. You're going to make 1 more double crochet. Then you're going to make 2 half double crochet. Oop. You have to yarn over first. I'm making my second half double crochet. Then you're going to make 2 single crochet. Two half double crochet. Yep. And you can scoot the work over if you need to. So I just finished 2 half double crochet. Now you're going to make 2 double crochet. Then you're going to make 2 half double crochet, and that's it. This will be our last 2. Then you're going to take your forefinger and your thumb, and you're going to hold the base. You can scoot the work over if you need to, but you're going to hold the base of all the work that you just did. You have these 2 loops on the opposite side. You're going to pull on one of them. If it doesn't close, then let go and pull on the other one. Just gently, don't close it all the way. We want a little bit of a hole there because we have to stick the eyeball through it. Then you can pull on the loose yarn end, and we'll close it more later. But for now, you want it closed about this much, and then you're going to get your eyeball. Then you just take your eye, and you're going to place it right through that hole, turn it over, and then you're going to pull on the loose yarn end. So the loose yarn end only to finish tightening the magic circle around the stem of your safety eye. Then you're going to take before you put your safety latch on, you're going to slip stitch the two ends together. So you're going to take your crochet hook and you're going to go into that first stitch that you made. Go into that first stitch that you started with, and then you're going to yarn over and take the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you're going to finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew this onto the dragon. And you can see how it makes a little bit of an oval shape, which is what we want. Then you could turn it over, and you want to put your safety latch on. We have these safety latches that you can put onto the back. You just press it right on there, and then it just makes a nice eyeball. And you're going to need 2 of these. Now you just sew the eyes in place. I'm just going to show you how I positioned my eyes. Here you can see about from the end of the snout, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows in. Then between the 2 eyes, I have about 11 stitches between the eyes. And you could see how I lined up the eyes evenly so they're not crooked. Then you just sew them in place with your tapestry needle. After you finish sewing the eye on, just take your tapestry needle with the long yarn ends, go in right where you tied your knot, and then come out anywhere on the head and just cut your loose yarn ends, and that buries them nicely. Now for the eye covering, you're going to take the same colored yarn as your dragon. You're going to take and fold the yarn over on itself to form a loop. Then take your crochet hook, go right through the loop, hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and your thumb. Then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make a chain of 10. Then you're going to go into the second chain from the hook, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through both for a single crochet. Then you're going to make a single crochet into the next stitch. Then you're going to make 2 half double crochet stitches. So you're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 for a half double crochet. You're going to make a half double crochet into the next stitch as well. Then you're going to make a double crochet into the next stitch. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, make your double crochet. Then you're going to make a half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then you're going to make a single crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then you're going to slip stitch into the same stitch, just go into that same stitch, yarn over, and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then go ahead and finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew it onto the dragon. And you're going to need 4 of these. Then you're going to take the piece and lay it over the eye and sew it in place with your tapestry needle. This is what the eye looks like after you've sewn it in place and buried the loose yarn ends. You can make it so you have the covering on the top and the bottom part of the eye, or you may decide that you just want one part of the eye covered. So I'm going to have two styles for my dragon, one like this, and then the other one has both parts covered, and you can still see the white of the eye. To make the nostril, we're going to start with a magic circle again. So you drape the yarn across your 4 fingers using your thumb to stabilize, and then wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers and hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. Then you're going to go under those 2 loops around the middle fingers, bring up a loop, yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through that loop for a slip knot. Now you're going to make 8 single crochet into the magic circle. So 8 single crochet. Then you just take your middle finger and your forefinger and your thumb and just hold the base of those 8 single crochet. You're going to close up the magic circle, and again, if it doesn't close, let go, pull the other one. And then you don't want to close it all the way. You want to have a little bit of an opening for the nostril. You can make the nostril opening as big or small as you like. This is about the size, about 1 to 2 millimeters opening. Then you can use your yarn marker at this point. Place it right where you left off. I'm just using one of my scraps of yarn. And you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around until you've completed 2 rounds. So 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, and then come back. After you finish 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, we're going to make a slip stitch into the next stitch over. Just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you're going to finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the nostril onto the dragon. You can take the loose yarn end and just put it right into the inside of the nostril. And this is what the nostril looks like. And you can see how I have a little bit of an opening on the end. Then you just take and line up your nostrils onto the front of the snout, making sure that they're equal. And then once you have them lined up, you can take and sew the nostril in place. With your tapestry needle. This is what mine looks like after I have them sewn on. To make the smile, you're going to need the sparkly yarn on your tapestry needle. You're going to line up from the center of the magic circle on the snout. You're going to go across to right before, you want to go right at the bottom of the eye is where the top of the smile is going to be. So the top of the smile will be about right there. So you want to go in about 3 rows back from that. And then just go in and then go angle up. So for mine, I went in across 3 rows and then up about 2 stitches. And then come out with your tapestry needle. Make sure that you leave enough of a loose yarn end for tying a knot. Then you're going to go down into where you just went in, and you're going to come out of the center of the magic circle. with your tapestry needle. And then so far you have the upward part of the smile. Then you're going to go back in where the bottom of the smile is, and you're going to go across. Make sure that you're lined up equally on the opposite side with your tapestry needle. Then you're going to come through on the opposite side with your tapestry needle, and then you can see how you have the one side of the smile formed. Then you're going to go up 2 stitches. Actually, on this side I'm just going to go up the one. I'm going to go across 3 rows and then up just 1 on this side. And then I'm going to come out the center of the magic circle. In the same place that I came out with the other. Oops, lost that. Try that again. Make sure that everything's still loose and not too tight. I have the one side of the smile on the other side, and then I'm going to go back through the bottom of that smile across to the opposite side. And make sure everything's not too tight. And then I have the smile on both sides. Then you can tie a knot. And then take and bury the loose yarn end. Just take your tapestry needle, just go in right where you tied the knot, come out anywhere, and then just cut your loose yarn ends. To make the large triangle, you're going to take your green yarn, or whatever color you have for the main color for your dragon, fold it over on itself to form a loop. Take your crochet hook, put it right into the loop, hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and your thumb, then yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make a chain of 15. I'm just going to show you 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead, finish making a chain of 15 and then come back. Then just take your crochet hook, go into the second chain from the hook, bring up a loop, make a single crochet. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch across. 1 single crochet in every stitch across, and then come back. After you finish the last single crochet in the last stitch, turn your work. Then you're going to make a single crochet into the next stitch over. So you take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, and make a single crochet. Then you're going to make a single crochet in every stitch back across. Then you just take and turn your work again, and you're just going to keep repeating this until you reach the top of your triangle. So you just go into the next stitch over and make your single crochet, and you'll be able to see how it's getting smaller and smaller as you make each single crochet on each row, just by turning and making a single crochet into the next stitch over. And then eventually you're going to have a triangle just like this one. When you reach the top, come back and I'll show you what to do next. So now I'm at the top of the triangle and I just finished one single crochet into 2 stitches. I'm going to turn my work. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch over to form the tip of the triangle. Just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. Then you're going to finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew it onto the dragon. So you need one of these large triangles in this color, and then you're going to need 4 of the large triangle in the sparkly beige color. For the small triangle, you're just going to take your yarn, the same color as the dragon, fold it over on itself. We're going to make our slip knot, middle finger and thumb at the base of the loop. Yarn over and pull the yarn through the loop. Pull on that loose yarn end for a slip knot. And you're going to make it exactly the same way as the large triangle, except you're going to start with a chain of 10. So you start with the chain of 10 instead of the chain of 15 for the smaller triangle. Then you just take your crochet hook, go into the second chain from the hook, and you're just going to make it the exact same way that you did for the large triangle. And then you're going to need 2 of these. I just finished the last round. This is how my work looks so far. That last round was 1 single crochet into 10 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the 11th stitch, and you can see how it makes a triangle formation all the way around like a pinwheel. Now that last round I finished up with 72 stitches. You're going to move your yarn marker up and you're just going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around. If you didn't end up with exactly 72 stitches just like mine, that doesn't matter as much as long as you're pretty close. Now what matters is you have to get whatever number you got on that last round. Each round now that you make with 1 single crochet into every stitch, every time you get back to the yarn marker you should have the same number of stitches. That way you won't be increasing the number of stitches as you're working because it'll make it bigger, and then if you're decreasing it'll make it smaller. So to get a consistent cup size for the body, each round now needs to be the same number of stitches with 1 single crochet into every stitch around. For the body, you should have finished 14 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. You can see how it makes a cup for the body. Now you're going to go ahead and change colors. Just take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook. Go ahead and get the next color that you're going to use. I'm using my brownish toasted almond color. Just hook it and bring it through. Then make a chain of 1. Then you can cut your previous color and then tie a knot. Then just take your yarn marker and move it up. And you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 10 stitches and then come back. So 1 single crochet into 10 stitches. Then you're going to make a decrease stitch. So you take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, then go into the next stitch over and bring up a loop. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all 3 for a decrease stitch. Then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker, 1 single crochet into 10 stitches and then make your decrease stitch. When you get back to the yarn marker, go ahead and move it up. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around for 2 rounds. So 2 rounds of just 1 single crochet into every stitch, and then come back. After you finish 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and you're going to make a decrease round now. You're going to make 1 single crochet into 9 stitches and then make your decrease stitch. Then go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and again you're just going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around for 2 rounds and then come back. After you finish your 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and then you're going to make 1 single crochet into 8 stitches and then make your decrease stitch. After that decrease round, now we're going to go ahead and join our new color. Just take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, and then go ahead and get your new color for the stripe in the body. I'm using my Aqua Sparkle yarn, so I'm going to go ahead and take and loop that yarn, bring it through the loops. Make sure you leave enough yarn for tying a knot. Then go ahead and chain 1. Then cut your previous color and then tie a knot. Now you can go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and you're just going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch for 2 rounds. So 2 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch. After you finish your 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, then go ahead, take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over. We're going to change colors, bring up a loop, get the main color for the dragon, then go ahead and loop that through the 2 loops, then chain 1, cut your previous color, and then tie a knot. Then go ahead and move your yarn marker up for a decrease round. You're going to make 1 single crochet into 7 stitches and then come back. After you finish the 1 single crochet into 7 stitches, then go ahead and make your decrease stitch. Then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. After you finish your decrease round, go ahead and move the yarn marker up, and then you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around for 2 rounds. And again, after you finish your 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, go ahead and move your yarn marker up for a decrease round. You're going to make 1 single crochet into 6 stitches and then make your decrease stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around. Then after that decrease round, go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and again you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around until you've completed 2 rounds. You can see how I completed 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. Go ahead and move your yarn marker up. We're actually going to complete 4 more rounds of just 1 single crochet into every stitch. So 4 more rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch. This is how my work looks so far. I just finished 4 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. Now you know how to change colors, so go ahead and change colors to your sparkle, Aqua Sparkle and make 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. I just finished 2 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch with the Sparkle Aqua color. Now you're going to join back with your main color of the dragon and make 6 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. After you finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds with the main color, then you can go ahead and change colors and make 4 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch with the alternate brown color. This is how my work looks so far. I just finished 4 rounds with the Sparkle Aqua color. Now we're going to change colors to the main color, and this will be our last 6 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. So go ahead and change colors to the main color and make 1 single crochet in every stitch for 6 rounds. After you finish 6 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch with your main color, then you can go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch over. Just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops for a slip stitch. Then you're going to go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the head onto the body. For the next part, we're going to take and sew the ears onto your dragon head. Take your same colored large triangle and put the end that you left for sewing onto the tapestry needle, or get the same colored yarn as the triangle, and you're going to place it right along the back. You're going to go up about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. Then just sew. Make sure that you line it up between the eyes evenly onto the back. Then take your tapestry needle and just sew it in place. And when you sew it, only sew it along the edge. After you're finished sewing it on, take your loose yarn ends, put them onto your tapestry needle, go right in where you tied the knot, and come out anywhere on the head to bury your loose yarn ends, and go ahead and cut them. Then you're going to need your 2 small triangles. Get your 2 small triangles that are the same color, and we're going to sew those on next. Then you're going to take your small triangle and you're going to place it right under the large triangle, right on the side. You're going to take your tapestry needle and the end that you left for sewing, and you're going to hook it into the edge of that large triangle. Then you're just going to sew right along the edge of the small triangle. And this is how I have it positioned, right under on the side of that large triangle. Then go ahead and sew the small triangle on the other side of the head. So here I have the 2 small triangles and then the large triangle on the head in position. Now you're going to take the 2 large triangles that you made with the sparkle beige yarn, and you're going to lay them so that the points are facing the left. Then take your tapestry needle on the long end that you left for sewing on one of the points of the triangle, and you're just going to take and sew the 2 triangular pieces together. You're just going to take and go back and forth, grabbing a stitch on both, and sewing the 2 pieces together. all the way across to the end and then come back. This is how my work looks so far after I sewed the two large triangles together. Then you're going to take the edge. I'm going to start on this edge of one of the large triangles, and you're going to join the color that you want for your trim, and I'm using my Aqua Sparkle. Then just chain one. Then you can tie a knot. Then you're going to make a chain of 3. That's going to count as your first double crochet. Make sure that you have your loose yarn end. You're going to bury that as you work. And you're going to make 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. And this is how my work looks so far. Then you're going to make 1 half double crochet. So you yarn over, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, yarn over and go through all 3 loops for a half double crochet. And you're going to make a half double crochet into the next 5 stitches. Then you're going to make a double crochet, yarn over, go into the next stitch over, and you're going to make a double crochet into the next 6 stitches. And if you come across any loose yarn ends, you're going to bury them as you work. I'm going to go ahead and cut the 1 loose yarn end from the beginning. It's my second double crochet. Make another double crochet. This is the point that I joined it, so there's a little tough area to get the stitch in. And then I'm going to make 3 more double crochet, and I'm burying my loose yarn ends as I'm working. Then I can make my half double crochets until you get to the last 4. Then you're going to make a double crochet into the last 4 stitches. So go ahead, finish your half double crochets until you reach those last 4 stitches, and then make a double crochet, 1 double crochet into the last 4 stitches. After you finish your last double crochet into the last stitch, you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. And then you need 2 of these. Make 2 of these. When you bury the loose yarn ends, just put the loose yarn end on your tapestry needle. Make sure that you bury it on the wrong side, the side that's not going to be showing. And then just take and weave the loose yarn end through your work, and then cut it.